Welcome, everyone. This is Brad Harris on the Legacy Mindset Podcast. Great to be with you. I know it's been a while, right? It's been a while since I've done a podcast and kind of took a little break there. I had some stuff going on, personally in my life and just some great things. And, really started working on my health and really getting, level 10 in there. So, but yeah, and doing a lot of reading too, a lot of different reading. So I have material for the podcast, right? And so always trying to get better, always trying to be better. That's that's a legacy mindset. To be able to come to you guys with some great stuff, share with some views, some things. So today I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you a couple things, or I should say a few things. The What we're going to talk about today is called 15 Laws of Success. Now, there's a lot more probably than 15. There's probably a lot more than that. But I'm going to give you my 15 and what I've been studying and in my experience in my life. I've been in business for 31 years. I've just seen so many things. I've seen what's caused success. I've seen what's caused failure. I've seen what's caused people to quit, people to get dissatisfied. So I really want to walk these 15, and kind of walk them through with you. So let's get started. Let's get going. Get your pens out. Let's go. Number one. Number one, a basic concept. Okay. It's Napoleon Hill, which I love reading. If you haven't read any of Napoleon Hill's books, definitely you want to be able to do that. But he talks about having an aim, which is such an importance of having a primary aim. Okay. Starting out with it, anything will do. Okay. Have you guys ever seen that? It's a cartoon with Charlie Brown and Lucy, and he's shooting an arrow at a fence, and he's 200 yards away, shoots it, it hits the fence, and then he goes to the fence and he draws a circle around it. Then he shoots another arrow and hits the fence, and then he draws a circle around it. And she goes, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm hitting the target." Okay, so he had no aim because he had no target when he started. Okay, and this is why he always hit the target, he said. So it's a concept that maybe Charlie Brown has, but doesn't work in real life, right? So just, do you have an aim? Do you have a specific goal? There's a great statement here, and I'll read it to you. It said, "You will never achieve a future that you can't see first in your mind." You'll never create a future you can't see first in your mind. So you got to get that focus. You got to get that concept, that aim of what you're shooting for, and then you go for it. So do you have an aim? Do you have a goal? Do you have a specific goal that you're going for? And it's such important towards success because so many people may have like 10 different things they're going for. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. So number one, have an aim. Number two, it's called, write this down, speed to attract. We call it law of attraction, right? Law of attraction is a law. Okay. It's a law that's true. You attract who you are. But here's how you attract. I want you to draw, if you're drawing your notes, I want you to draw three circles intertwined, kind of like the Olympic, when you see Olympic, three circles, they intersect each other, okay? Because they're all intertwined together. And here's the first circle that you have. Number one, you have to have 100% clarity. 100% clarity. So important. My mentor is Dan Waldron, and he's the most clearest person I've ever met. And if you're going to have a conversation with him, if you're going to get Dan to do something, you got to be 100% clear. 100% clear what you're doing. Okay. If you don't have clarity, he'll shoot it down. And that's in anything in life. That's the marketplace, what it is. If you don't have clarity. Number two, in that circle, in that second circle, is 100% belief. So you got to have 100% clarity and 100% belief. Such a critical component. Do you 100% believe in what you're doing? So many people may be doing a business or they're selling something. They don't believe in it. They 100% don't believe in it. And you can't have 90%. You can't have 80%. You can't have 92%. You got to have 100% belief. Number three, 100% of the time. So you could have clarity and 100% belief 100% of the time. This is critical to success. You can't waver. You can't be wishy-washy. You can't be lukewarm. It's just, it's not going to achieve success. So write it down. Speed to attract is 100% clarity, 100% belief, 100% all the time. Okay, number three. Number three, believe in your ability. You have to believe in yourself. You know, I've done, the company I work with is Herbalife, and I've done Herbalife for 31 years. And the number one thing when I coach people, I can get them to believe in our product line. I can get them to believe in our pay structure and how we do it. I can get people to believe, okay, in me. But you know what I can't get them to believe in? It has to be them, is themselves. It's the number one problem. People just don't believe in themselves. They're not clear. They don't have 100% belief in themselves 100% of the time. So you can't waver. Understand this. It's such an important. Believe in yourself. Okay. Most people don't want to call their shots, right? Great players, right? Like, give the ball to me. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I got this. If you guys ever see some Larry Bird, it's great if you can YouTube Larry Bird. Unbelievable player for the Boston Celtics back in the 80s and like a little bit of the 90s. But Larry Bird 100% believed in himself. I mean, he would actually, they talked about him in playoff games. He would tell the defense, he would tell the guy who was guarding him, I'm going to shoot the ball. They're going to throw it to me. I'm going to shoot the ball in the corner and I'm going to make it. He would tell them what he's going to do. There's been pitchers who pitched to hitters who says, here comes a fastball and you can't hit it. Okay. They tell them what they're going to do. Do you have that? Do you have that? Give me the ball. Do you believe in your ability? You got to see it. You got to smell it. That's critical to success. Number four. Okay, number four. And I'll kind of want to read a couple things to you on number four. But number four, okay, is have a positive mental attitude. It's critical to have a positive mental attitude. Okay. See, the world is a reflection of who you are, not how the world is. Do you understand that? You got to have a positive mental attitude. Okay. Everything happens, you know, you see people who are negative and it just always bad things happen to them. They're attracting it to them. You know, I love this guy. I followed him. I can't remember who it was. Okay. But he talked about API, API acronym, right? And it stood for assume positive intent. Assume positive intent. So when did anything bad to him, he just assumed, well, you know, it's probably they needed to do that or somebody cut him off. You know, it's like he assumed the positive. He always assumed the positive. Most people assume the negative. I can't believe that guy looked at me like that. I can't believe that guy did that to me. I can't believe that. And they always assume the negative. He wanted to hurt me. He wanted to hurt my feelings. He wanted to see, I never do that. I assume positive intent. You guys ever heard of the Green Mustang story, which is a great story? I think Zig Ziglar is the first one who I read that talked about this. But he talks about a guy who was driving a bus. He was driving a bus with a bunch of kindergarten children on it. So very responsible man, and he's driving these children. You know, very responsible for all these children's lives. And he says he's driving down the road, and all of a sudden, okay, off the side of the bus comes this green Mustang like motoring so fast, just like right across him, almost cut him off. Okay. Like almost like made him tip the bus on two wheels. And he was so mad. He couldn't believe that young guy in that green must. I can't believe these kids today. And he was just like, they're just irresponsible. And he was just so upset. So upset. And when he gets home from his bus, he gets a call from his son. He said, "Hey, Dad, this was his son." He said, "Hey, Dad, I'm in the hospital. I had a bike wreck, but luckily, Dad, don't worry, everything's okay. The guy in a green Mustang picked me up, rushed me to the hospital. Good thing he did, because they were able to save me." Now, all of a sudden, his whole idea about the green Mustang changed. Assume positive intent. Oh, that person is probably trying to get somebody to the hospital. Oh, that person is probably trying to. We assume the negative. We assume the bad stuff of it, right? Okay. So most people, this is a great phrase here. Write this down, this phrase. Your frequency is what you frequently see. Whatever frequency you're in, that's what you frequently see. You're going to see the negative in every situation. You're going to see the bad in every situation. You're going to see the speck on the wall because that's the frequency you're in. When you're in a negative frequency, and most people are in a negative frequency a lot, they see all the negative things. They can't see nothing positive. Have a positive mental attitude. It's so critical. Okay. And now we're going to go to number 5. Number 5 is kind of different. Okay. I want you to write this down. Be weird. You're like, what? What, Brad? Be weird? What are you talking about? I thought we were talking about success here. We talk about being weird. And so it's like, yes, be weird. Okay. So being weird, we're talking about rich is weird. Success is weird. It's not normal. You have to actually be abnormal. You have to be different. Okay? It takes courage to be successful because you're going to probably have to do different things. You're probably not going to be on, if you're young, you're on Friday night, you're probably going out partying. Okay. You're probably not on Saturday. You're probably going to be working. You're probably going to be working your business. Sometimes at night, you're going to be working your business. See, people can't get that. They can't understand, okay, that success takes being weird, to be abnormal. Give yourself permission to be different. Okay? You're going to have a positive mental attitude. That's not that's not normal out there, you know what I mean? It's not normal to be that way. So really think of that, guys. Think of that. Be weird. Be different. I love the story the old man calling his wife. He was driving down the highway. Okay. And he was driving down the highway and he was like, man, he goes, all these people are going down the wrong way of the highway. Okay. Well, he was going down the wrong way, right? See, he was different. Now, see, when you apply that to a concept, sometimes it seems like you're going down the highway and everybody else is coming against you. That means you're being successful. Everybody else is going the other way. You're starting a business. They're going the other way. Everybody's like, what are you doing? You're going down the wrong road. Turn around, turn around, turn around, like the old man, right? He's like, no, I'm right. Well, you are right. If you're in a business, you're right. Okay. You're going to be doing everything differently. Okay. Than a person who has a job mindset. So know that to be successful in anything that you do. Okay. Number 6. Write this down. You either win or you learn. This is a huge concept. I think John Maxwell wrote a whole book on this. Okay, either winning or learning, right? And it's such a great concept. And I think it was Kobe Bryant who was, such a great basketball player for the Lakers. But he talked about he never lost, he only learned. Okay, he never lost. If he missed a shot, he never missed a shot. He just learned what he did wrong on that shot. And then he was able to adjust. Such a concept when you're looking at that. So remember that you're either winning, okay, or you're learning. And if you can have that concept, that's a winner's mindset. Anything has happened when I coach people and they'll come to me and they're like, I can't believe Joe did this and Mary did this and Larry did this and it's like, well, stop. What did you learn? Stop a mid-sentence. It's the greatest coaching thing you can ever do with someone when they're in this negative mindset. They don't have the positive mental attitude. You can snap out. What did you learn? Jim Rohn talks about it. Sometimes you probably need to, write a book about someone who was unsuccessful. You know what I mean? It's like write down notes, take notes, watch them. It's like, ooh, that's good. Let me write that down. I'll never do that. Ooh, I'll never do that. See, sometimes, okay, we got to, okay, learn from our mistakes. It's the most important thing. It's the most important thing. It's okay to do a mistake. If you do it twice, we call that a choice. So you didn't learn. Now it's a choice. And some people are always making mistakes because it's a choice. They choose not to learn. They choose not to get better. What are you? Who are you? Are you trying to get better? You're listening to this podcast. I'm assuming you're trying to get better, right? So good. Number 7. Okay. Number 7. This is huge. Relentless tenacity. Relentless tenacity. Tim Grover wrote a whole book called Relentless. If you haven't read that book, it's one of the greatest books you can ever read. Okay, relentless tenacity. What 2 words put together, right? And you just think about it, okay? It's like in that book, Tim Grover talks about, as children, we were relentless. We were born relentless, taught to relent. See, somewhere down the road, people say, calm down. Oh, calm down. You're not gonna be able to do that. What do you want to be an astronaut? What do you want to? What? No, 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 no. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky to pay the bills. And they teach you to relent. They teach you. And it's like if you're in a classroom or something, they teach you to calm down. They teach you to be average. Most people, when they come into my business, the first question they'll ask me is like, can you tell me the average income you guys make here? And it's like, average income? Why in the world would you want to know average income? Seriously? Seriously. You want to know the average. Wouldn't you want to know who makes the most money in here? Who does the best? I want to be that person. See, we have this grading scale. Okay. Average. Okay. Everything is off the average. The average person does this. The average person does that. And they're like, oh, okay. As long as it's average, I'm in. No, I want to be above average. I want to be tenacity. I want to be relentless. Okay. Be resilient. Okay. When it gets hard, that's when you get great. I see so many people, they quit. When it gets a little hard, they quit. They quit. Well, I've been doing it for 3 or 4 or 5, 6, 7, 8 months. I've been doing it for 2 years. See, they got hard. See, the great ones stay with it. I've seen people in marriages, they quit on their marriage because it got hard. They're willing to work. I've seen people do it in business. I've seen people do it in life. When it gets hard, they quit. I always love when it gets hard because all the easy people go home. It's all mine. Do you understand that? Relentless tenacity. Number 8. Okay. This is huge. I'm huge on this. Extreme, and I mean extreme, accountability. Most people don't want to be held to extreme accountability. They just don't want it. They don't want extreme accountability. See, who wants to just be like held accountable at the highest level? At the highest level. That's called a coach, by the way. Everybody needs a coach. Like I told you, Dan Walter was my coach. He was always like extreme accountability. It's like when someone doesn't have accountability, they're always late, they don't show up, they do a half job, they always got a problem, they always got a flat tire, they always got run out of gas, a car won't start, da 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 da. You know the story. Is that you, by the way? You don't. I don't want to be accountable to nobody. Well, sorry. Sorry. Success. I want to own my own business. I want to be accountable to nobody. You're not. You're still accountable. You're going to be accountable your whole life. Okay. I'm accountable to God. Okay. So it's like you're going to be accountable your whole life. You're going to be accountable to the marketplace. Okay. You're going to be accountable to your customer. You're going to be accountable somewhere. If you lack it, I'm telling you, it's your weak, it's your blind spot. And that's why you're not successful. That's why you're not getting to where you want to be. You don't want extreme accountability. You don't want 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. Like, ooh, that's a little bit, that's extreme, right? Yeah, it's extreme. That's what success is. Success loves accountability. It pays money to the accountable person. Are you accountable? Some people can't even work out. They can't be accountable to a workout. They can't be accountable to to a workout program. They can't be accountable to a meal plan. They can't be accountable. Jim Rohn says if you can't take care of your checkbook, you probably can't take care of your cholesterol. It's all shows up everywhere. Amazing. Totally amazing. Number 9. Okay, number 9. Be impeccable with your word. Wow. Sometimes that's really a character talent that I look for. It's like impeccable with their word. They'll do what they say they're going to do. If they say they'll show up at 8 o'clock, they're there at 8 o'clock. If they say they'll get the job done on this date, they get the job done on this date. If they say, they do. It's how trust is built. You know, guys, there's a lot of people I like, but I don't trust. I like him. He's funny. Maybe great to go out to dinner, go to a ball game with, but I don't trust him. I wouldn't trust him with my, 10-year-old. I wouldn't trust him to watch my children. I wouldn't trust him to watch my dog. Because why? He's not a person of his word. It's integrity. You have to be, you can't lose that. If you lose it, it's almost impossible to get back. When you lose trust, it's like crumpling up a piece of paper and trying to make it smooth again. It's almost impossible to get it back to smooth. Guard it. Guard that with your life. Be impeccable with your word. So important. Number 10. This is huge. Upgrade your relationships. You've heard this statement, right? You're the average of the 5 people you hang around. You're their average incomes, your average income, their average weight, your average weight. But I like to rephrase that a little bit. You're the average of the 5 people that has the most influence over you. That's the most important thing. Who has influence over you? If they have influence over you, okay, then they're going to take you down the wrong road. That's why we're so protective of our children, right? When they get teenagers, who are they hanging around? Who's influencing them? See, the mother and father sometimes lose the influence. Now it's that 3 or 4 or 5 best friends. They're the one influencing him or her. See, you got to look at your relationships, who you're hanging around, right? When I recruit somebody in my business, I want to know who's the biggest influencer in their life. Is it their wife? Is it their husband? Whichever it is, right? They're the one who has the influence over them, not me necessarily. I may talking with them an hour a day or 2 hours a day or 4 hours a week. They have them all the time. Is it their mom and dad? Is it their brothers or sister? Or is it a best friend? What is? See, upgrade your relationships. Who are you hanging around? And Jim Rohn said, is that okay? He said a bad friend's like walking down the sidewalk, right, beside someone, and they're kind of nudging you. You know what I mean? You walk, and next thing you know, in your middle of the road, you didn't even realize it. They just slowly nudged you off the path. If you're 1 degree off the path, if you're 1 degree off on the flight to the moon, when you get there, you're 100,000 miles off. And you were just off a little bit. Just a little bit. Who are you hanging around? You got to improve your relationships right now. Look at your relationships and write them down right now. Who's influencing you right this second? What book are you reading? Who's influencing you in that? What podcast are you following? Whose feed are you following? Be careful. Upgrade your relationships. It's such important. As I saw this guy, he said, do a friendatory. Okay. Which I thought was really, do a friendatory, which I thought was an interesting concept, right? Not an inventory, but a friendatory. You just need to take your friends and do an inventory of your friends. Okay. Okay. So really, really, really think about that as we go along. Okay. Number 11, protect your relationship. Protect your relationship. This is so important. Okay. Protect, did I say relationship? I meant protect your reputation. I'm sorry. Protect your reputation. See, your reputation precedes yourself. Okay. And it's like before you walk in the room, you're already maybe classified. Protect that. Now, sometimes people make false accusations against us and all that. I got what you're saying there, but most normally, your reputation precedes yourself. Jim Rohn talks about, it's like a father who's a screamer. He's always screaming at his kids, screaming about that, clean up your room. It's always screaming. He's a screamer. His reputation is he's a screamer. He said, then the young child, the young 5-year-old, is going across the street, and here comes a speeding car. And the dad screams, get out of the road, which he needs to scream. But the child doesn't listen. Why? Oh, dad's always screaming about nothing. Because he's a screamer. Are you a screamer? You have to look at that. See, I want to be somebody who has a reputation of being solid. All these traits that we've been talking about. All these, I'm impeccable with my word, and I have integrity, and I have trust, and all these things that we've been talking about with all these laws. So, so important. Protect your reputation. Okay, number 12. Okay. This is kind of an interesting concept, but it's so important. Express your preferences. So many people don't want to upset people. Now, I'm a peacemaker. That's my personality. I don't necessarily like to upset people. But I have to express my preferences, what I want to do, what I think is right. I got to be loud about that. Okay? It's like sometimes you need to rock the boat. Sometimes you need to rock the boat and get rid of some people out of that boat. And I got it. Sometimes you don't rock the boat. It doesn't matter that much. But man, when it matters, you got to state your preferences. You got to be strong. You're going to start a business. You got to be strong with the family. This is what I'm doing. I'm going to training, but we have a family reunion and da, 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 da. And I got that. And those are all important, by the way. But this is my preference right now. So important. So important when you look at that. Okay. Number 13. Okay. Prioritize your investments. Now, we may be talking about investing. When you hear investment, you're thinking about stocks and crypto or whatever you're thinking about, real estate, which is, those are important. I'm talking about your time, your investment of time. Okay. Your investment of time, your investment in your business, your investment to build your business, to make money. They talk about the middle class, okay, make money to improve their credit score. You ever say that? Because they always want to borrow money. And so they're always trying to improve their credit score, which is great. Okay. 78% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. See, what you want to do is prioritize your investments, though. Start changing them. Start putting long-term investments towards different things. And time is one of them. Where are you putting your time? Your time is your most precious energy. Do you understand that? It's your most precious. Your attention, write that down. Your attention. Where are you investing your attention? There's time and then there's attention. Attention's the most important thing. Who's got your attention? Remember we talked about relationships? Who's got your ear? Okay. Who's influencing you? So important. Where's your attention going? They say the rich invest, the wealthy reinvest. It's such an important concept. Successful people look at things in years. Unsuccessful people look at things in days, months. The successful people look at it in 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Okay. They have a huge vision. That's what it takes. Do you have a day mindset, a month mindset? I don't know. This business, been doing it. This marriage, I don't know. This workout. I don't know. Prioritize your investments. Okay. Number 14, play to win. Play to win. Got to be on offense, not defense all the time, right? It's like you see it in football. We talk about it all the time. Baseball, they get a big lead, and what they do, they play not to lose. So now they change their whole game plan, and the team comes back and beats them. Why? Because they were playing not to lose. Always, always, always play to win. Okay? Don't settle for mediocrity. Don't settle. Don't settle for it. You want to plant seeds of greatness. You want to go for it. Play to win all the time. Play at the level. That's what we talked about. Don't be average. You don't want to know the average income, the average grades, the average da, 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 da. I don't want any of that. I want to know what's the win. I'm going to win. Not, and by the way, I'm not going to win at the cost of somebody else. Stephen Covey read a great book called Win. He talked about in his book, I think, Laws of Influence or whatever. I forget the name of the book, but Stephen Covey's a fantastic writer, but he talked about win-win, win-lose, lose-win. See, it has to be a win-win in any situation. I win, you win. Some people play the win, you lose. That's not a great person to play with. I got it if you're playing a game, okay, Super Bowl, whatever it is. Okay, but remember, we talked about you never lose, and you're always learning. Okay, but some people play the win-lose. They want to destroy somebody. And they'll use integrous things. They'll do out of integrity things. Their ethics are terrible. And it can't be a lose-win for you. Okay, you can't lose and that person wins. Some people play that game. They're always losing. They do that with their children sometimes. And so it's like, think about this. Play to win. Okay, number 15, last one. Okay, empower others. The greatest thing you'll ever do in success. It's your ticket to success. Know this, you can't do it alone. You just can't do it alone. You can't do life alone. You need help. There's delegation. You need to delegate certain tasks. Okay? Find people who do things better than you and delegate that to them. Pay them. It'll make you 10 times the money. Collaboration is the next way to empower. Okay, you get some powerful people around the room, in a Zoom, I'm telling you, it's powerful. Collaboration. It's the most powerful thing you can do. It's one of the things that's been my huge success in my business. I put powerful people around me. I've collaborated with powerful people. So important. So important. So there we go, right? We had the 15 things, right? Just incredible. We'll name them off here again, right? Number 1, have an aim. Number 2, speed to attract. Number 3, believe in your ability. Number 4, okay, have a positive mental attitude. Number 5, be weird. Number 6, you win or you learn, right? Number 7, relentlessly tenacity, right? Number 8, extreme accountability. 9, be impeccable with your word. Number 10, upgrade your relationships. Number 11, protect your reputation. So important, right? 12, express your preferences. Number 13, prioritize your investments. 14, play to win. Number 15, empower others. 15, law of success. Remember, this podcast is all about going from survival to success, which we just described it, which is going to give you your legacy, the legacy mindset. Because truly what you want to do is make a difference for people. That's truly what we want to do in the end, is make a difference for people. Make it a legacy mindset. Make it happen. Excited about being back on here with you. We're going to be doing a lot of different podcasts, have some guests on. So look forward to seeing you over here the next, as we go through, maybe get 1 or 2 of these a month and rock and roll. Okay. All righty, guys. Have a fantastic day, evening, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.